I've just had a thought. If you watch Sunday's video, you will think I'm somewhere else. Well, I am somewhere else. But today's video, I'm not there. I'm here. I'm there. No, I'm at Kings Langley still. So real time was Sundays. Now, Kings Langley. Anyway, run the VT. Did my brasses yesterday. It's just another one of those things that just annoy me. Every time I do my brasses, it rains. Narrowboat life, eh? I'll give them another wipe over. I know you say to me, I know you say to me, well, why don't you lacquer them? Well, I think I can't do that. But someone said to me, why don't you get a shower cap? Oh, I might do that. I might. That might be the thing that I do. See, the ducks are waiting to be fed. I reckon whoever's here last was feeding the ducks. They look pretty, those ducks, actually, with the old white taily things. Must be the same family. I'm coming on a walk. I phoned Christian up today and I said, how you doing, mate? He goes, yeah, okay. I said, what are you up to? This is on the text machine, by the way. And he says, I'm out today, but fancy dinner tonight. I said, okay, what time? 1900. In fact, he said 7 PM. That's 1900 for us military people. And others, I'm sure. It's only just gone 5. Why have I left so early? Because it's a long way. And it's 4 mile away. And I've decided to walk it to get the steps in, which might be a bit of an error if I'm coming back late at night, because I haven't got a torch either. Admin is what some people will be saying. And they're right. It's rickety rackety towpath most of the way there, so I didn't want to rickety. In fact, if I had a bike, I would have had a light on the front of it. Double admin. But I'm dressed for success, along with an umbrella if in case I need it. And for weather forecast suggests I might do. Might is a weak word, will do. M25, people going home for their dinner. And low hanging trees because of the wet. Favourite mooring place for many here. I think this is known as Hunter's Bridge area. Lovely place. Sun comes up over there, and if you get the right spot, there's gaps. So this boat here is got prime location. Sun all day round. Nice house. Hood up type of weather, but there's blue sky up there, so where's this rain coming from? Hey, what's going on? Well, it's there, look. See where that boat is. great mooring spot. I was there for a week or so last year, and the reason why it's such a great area is because it's in the middle of nowhere and you've got a fantastic view out the side window. Looks like it's heavily overgrown, which is a great shame because I cut all that back. But here's the picture. Lonely Swan. And here we are at the Grove. Lovely place, love it. And here's Baldrick. Jaunty angle. Great to see you, mate.
Yeah, likewise.
Cool.
Falafel in the oven. Brilliant. I love this food. It's quick, you know, and then you don't have to waste so much.
What are we having?
Washing up, you know.
Oh, I hate washing up.
Well, this is it. This one is very quick, but what it is as well, it's really friendly on the washing up and gas usage. Everything is ready in 15-20 minutes really. So we're having Mediterranean couscous with falafel and yogurt salad and fruit and egg custard tart. Yeah, I struggled.
So I spoke to Christian about Janine's mash salad, and he goes, what did you say it was? The mash salad?
No, I think there is a Irish recipe where they do similar things. They mix mashed potato with other veggies, whether it's cabbage or leeks or stuff like that. And I don't remember the exact name. I think it's something like colcanon, something like that. I need to Google, as everyone does. When you don't know something, you Google. So then I need to check it again.
But he said he liked the idea.
I love it. Yeah, it's a great idea, and to refresh, you know, a simple dish like, you know, mashed potato. Who doesn't like mashed potato?
Oh, absolutely.
Come on, if you don't, you need a doctor. I mean, if you don't, you need to see the shrink, man. Oh, I want to like mashed potato. You know what I mean? Yeah, you gotta like it, man, and that's all it is. I'll put some healthy stuff, chia seeds, fibers. Make it look posh, innit? It's so simple. Just a few seeds.
Very nice. Quite a dab hand at chefing, aren't you?
I used to be a chef, but obviously here, because I'm rebuilding the interior, the kitchen is really just basic, you know. So if I had more tools and pots in there, then I can do even more. Flax seeds, very good for you. Fibers, you know, keeps us young.
Well, you're looking good for yourself, mate.
Yeah.
I have to say.
I'm 51, do all right, considering I'm diabetic, you know. Black pepper. That's all done. Just because, you know, a lot of chefing is a lot about contrasts, you know, sweet and sour, soft and crunchy. Sometimes with very simple ingredients you can make something really amazing just by creating those little contrasts, you know? lot, isn't it? Only 7 seconds. You're enjoying it.
Brilliant. Sergeant Caltan, Royal Artillery, 3rd of June 1942, age 23. Rifleman J. Harmon, the Royal Ulster Rifles, and next to him Sergeant Hayward, pilot, Royal Air Force, 22nd October 1943, age 20. I mean, clearly, you know, I support all those guys who have given their lives in the service of their country. I saw something on Prime about bomber command. It's about Lancasters, you know, the bombers and all that sort of stuff. The average person in bomber command achieved 6 sorties. That's it. That must have been hard going onto that flight, going onto that aircraft, knowing that this could be your time. So that pilot, age 20, we don't know whether he was fighter pilot or on bomber command or anything like that, but did a good job. As did all people, but... And here's a story, here's something I want to share. Now, I don't know the names. Now, here's the story of a fella who got he got a VC, actually. Piloty type chap, from bomber command. Plane was going down, plane was up in flames, pilot crawled back to the rear gunner and says, mate, it's time to go, because he was gunning around and all that sort of stuff. He goes, sir, he says, I can't get out of here, I'm gonna have to go down with the plane. So the pilot gave him a salute and off he went. So the pilot was posthumously awarded the VC. Who wrote the citation for that pilot to get the VC? Because nobody knew that the pilot was fighting through the flames to get to the rear gunner to tell him to bail out. Rear gunner. Because the rear gunner survived. How strange is that? Even though the plane went down. Well, do you know what? Tip top. There's stories, I think, loads of stories, I believe, from all 3 services of guys who have done immense bravery, but probably will never be known because no one wrote about it or no one was alive to tell the story. But in this case, it happened. Top man. Top man. Nice old church, but then eyesore stuck on the end. What a shame. A carved out depiction of the Last Supper. Whereas one side is the 6 apostles and the other 6 are that side. Very ornate. I mean, that's actually quite special. I've never seen that before. I'm not really a church goer, but I have to say that that is pretty special. The tomb of Sir Ralph Verney, who died in 1528, it says. It says here, I'll just briefly go through it. Sir Ralph was a member of the extensive Verney family whose known history goes back at least to the year 1216 in Fleet Marsden, Bucks. Later they moved to Pendley and ultimately to Middle Clayton, where their home, Clayton House, is now a National Trust property. Sir Ralph was a courtier of Henry VII. Oh, there we go. What I've also noted, weren't very big. My arm width, arm span, must be what, 4 foot? If, of course, that tomb is the length of the body. Don't know. What I like about this church, though, other than the architecture and the typically quintessentially English churchy type feel, the song stuff being in the background. $12.15 is the first vicar, and 1982 is the last one. Nice to have a bit of memorabilia like that. Spelled differently.
And music like this from the V.
It's brass, mate. Someone will have to clean that now. Kings Langley is quite a nice place. It's got the Ovaltine building. Now, it's only the fascia of the Ovaltine building, and that was built in 1913 to manufacture the Ovaltine product, which was just like a nighttime drink you make with milk, and there was a song to go with it, an advert, and that sort of stuff. Now, what surprised me is only 13 people worked in that massive building. Rather strange. You imagine that today, you've got the CEO, you've got the communications expert, you've got all that sort of, you know, the social media, the tasters, the testers, the people, the manufacturer, the branders, the strategy. You'd have all sorts of people in that sort of building. But maybe it was a small family business. I don't know. But again, massive building, 13 people. Now inside there's quite a few houses for sale. I think the cheapest one is a shared ownership for $125,000. I don't know what shared ownership is, but you can get buy a property, it's on leasehold, for $250,000, a small 2-bedroom property. Very nice. Very luxurious, but again, prices in the UK for houses ridiculous. Kings Langley itself, there's not much going on there. I mean, it's a nice sort of high street. There's a spa shop, post office, a chippy, a couple of pubs, and some other stuff. I didn't stay there long, to be honest. And next to the Ovaltine building, there's like a small shop, you know. Premier, I think they call it. Anyway, there we go. Not much in Kings Langley, but nevertheless very nice. But Kings Langley to Rickmansworth, quite a walk, and on the way back, quite a walk. And I'm glad I never took my bike, because I probably would have walked it home most of the time, and then it would have been a bit of a pain. Great time with Christian, the sort of bloke that every time I pass him I want to have another chat with him, because he's just such an interesting person. Whether fate will allow me to spend a little bit more time with him, I don't know. It's about making it happen, I suppose, isn't it, at the end of the day? But I had a chat with Christian. He came to my boat. I moved the boat from Kings Langley down to Rickmansworth. We had a little bit of supper, but we had a great chat. So thank you very much, Christian, for your time. But that video is out on Sunday, for those of you that want to watch it. Very interesting. But until next week, or until Sunday, whichever comes closer for you, thanks for watching, thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing. Those of you that haven't, if you haven't subscribed, give it a go, because it helps me out with this algorithm thing. But until then, ciao, Papa.